take again everything.
Good for you. Good for you. I think there is a very interesting place right now whereby, like, the brave of us, the confident, would have staked it all, put it out for 6 months, a year. But a lot of us or other people are like holding on to Liquid Hex to, swap for Pulse or Pulsechain or trade. Like we're all in this position whereby all of us have been trained, not trained, but understand, accept, and embrace the fact that we should not trade. We should hold, we should stake, we should believe. And I am one of those people because Hex and Richard Hart have completely ingrained that beautiful idea into us because it's there, right? So all of a sudden we're like holding like beyond the not just stakes, but we're holding our liquid. Like what's going on right now is crazy because all of us holders and stakers are all of a sudden advised and thought to hold our liquid shit. That's why we're going fucking crazy. Anybody else got a thought on that?
I'm not sure if I got your point. Can you repeat it? Sorry.
I'm saying that as a hex staker, been in it for a bit, a sacrifice of pulse, sacrifice of PulseX, all good, great. Holding, stake big time, holding a bit of liquid, waiting for pulse to come out. Hex price goes down, but yet um, we're we're waiting for pulse to come out, and it is a massive psychological burden on so many people that have come in without being here before. And I don't think there's enough um not sympathy but understanding for people that are a little bit later. I don't think there's enough of that.
Yeah, I understand. Many people come for the quick gains and they're not used to just waiting and letting uh, the investment do its thing, I guess.
Okay, sorry, everybody's gone a bit quiet. Are you guys still here?
Yep, still here.
Okay, cool. Um, Thanks. Sorry, I haven't tuned into here for a bit, but it's good to. I recognize you, my um Portuguese, huh?
Yep.
Love that place. Your crazy custard tarts and sardines make me cry, cry sometimes. Um,
Have you come here often?
yeah, I travel a lot. I travel a lot, and yeah, I look around at places to live, and Hex comes into that shit, you know?
Yeah. Well, at this point in time, the biggest thing about Portugal is the tax-free implications for crypto, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it's all happening right now, huh?
Yeah. As long as it stays tax-free until Pulse and PulseX launch, I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah. I keep my fingers crossed for you. I'm out of the states right now. Anyway, um, exciting times. Portugal is listening. Um, I'm I'm feeling that RH is building up to something right now. Like he is smashing shit in people's faces and doesn't give a fuck. And it's kind of like garish and funny and like shocking from afar. Um, but I just I I I can't believe or or I trust in that man enough that he can't be doing this shit for nothing. Like he's a very intelligent person. He's made millions and millions of dollars from amazing things that he's done. Why the fuck would such an intelligent hexagon OA beautiful founder be fucking shit up without having a plan? Anybody got an opinion on that?
When you talk about fucking shit up, you are referring to what exactly? Liquidity pools, to
When I'm talking about
behavior.
fucking shit out, I'm talking about like RH having the most beautiful, perfect cryptocurrency that any of us have ever experienced. Hex is perfect, beautiful code, right? We all got in, or some of us got in late, whatever. Perfect. It's amazing. It's like nobody's keys, everybody's doing great because the code works. It's perfect. But then Richard comes out, uh, fucking around talking about his PP or whatever. I find it funny. Yeah, it's funny when you're doing good. When you're not doing good, it's kind of painful. And it also gives ammo to people that want to shit down on you when your price is down. It gives you ammo. I find it funny. Um, I find it incredibly funny because he is fucking riding the wave. He's like got Playboy girls coming in. He's going down the street and buying, you know, 30 bags of Prada and walking down the street and just laughing about it. It's fucking hilarious. He deserves it. He's he's, he's had billions, millions, whatever it is, of dollars pumped into his products. And people act like they're shocked. People act like they're shocked that he can afford this shit or doing this shit. We've all given him our money because
You
he's a
know,
fucking genius.
yeah, People wanted like promises that is going to work with Microsoft to adopt some X for something or
I
some other
never
thing.
heard. I never heard that.
So no, 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 no. What I'm saying is people want promises, right? It's what every other coin has. Oh, we need your money because we are going to have a partnership with
How
Microsoft.
much? How much was it? Was it $1 billion?
What?
How much were you all sacrifice? Like few 100 million. I don't know what the numbers are.
For Pulse and
Sure,
PulseX combined?
PulseX. Yeah, sure.
It was 1.5, no more, almost 2 billion
Yeah. See,
overall.
that man deserves to walk down a Parisian street holding a fuckload Louis Vuitton bags in his hand. Like the whole place is fucked. RH is on it. He is fucking gangster. I love it. Oh, let's go quiet.
Yeah, but it's what confuses me. It's if he had promised people things, even in X,
Tell me the
like
promise.
most products do, people wouldn't complain as much,
Yeah,
and that's what shocks me.
I
Like,
totally get it. I totally get it. I I remember when I invested. I remember what's going on. I know what it feels like to put a fuckload of money that whatever that fuckload of money is to you into a product and it goes up to all-time high very quick and then you're down and you're down and it's fucked. But I've gone through that with Hex like 8 times and it's really difficult. And no, it's not difficult to feel sympathy, but it's like when you've gone through it a few times and you see the same comments and it's like it's over, Hex is a scam and RH is a scam and you know it's not and you've gone through it like a few times. you, I don't want to be that guy, but you kind of become that guy where it's like, yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, this is really funny, you're going to be rich. And I don't want to be that guy because I'm trying to have a life, but it really is like that right now. I guess nobody's got something to say. Hey, Elmer, I had a Portuguese nice tart of custard stuff going on. What are you talking about?
a Portuguese what? Sorry,
Like this, like nice Portuguese tart of what do you call
pastel de
those
nata.
things? What do you call it?
Pastel de nata.
That's exactly what I had today. Totally delicious.
Yeah, those are good ones. We have a lot of different traditional sweets from different areas of the country, and
So
mostly
what's
they are
going on?
very good.
What's going on in this chat? Is are people generally talking, or is it like generally really quiet?
It depends on the day and the hour. I should already be asleep by now because it's 3 a.m. here. I don't
Are
know
you
about
the
everyone
admin?
else. Oh, sorry,
Are you the admin?
I'm one of them. Yes, but there are more here.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for what you do. Um, cool. What it was cool to chat earlier.
Yeah, thank you. And if anyone has any questions, just jump in if you want. Boohoo Clothing, do you have any question?
Oh, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi. I was just logging in, checking in, see what's new with Pulsechain.
Well, so far we are still waiting.
Yeah, that was kind
Still
of a
lost.
bummer. Yeah.
But if you have any more specific question that we can help you with,
I don't know. I guess I'm like looking into more, I guess, in like the NFT side and the NFTs on Pulsechain. Is anyone into that here?
well,
Yeah,
there are some NFT marketplaces that are projected to be created, but it's not entirely a project being done by Richard Hart, so we try to avoid
Right.
those here. But
Okay.
if you have
Sure.
any general questions about NFTs in general or things like that, just shoot.
Uh, no, I guess just waiting on the next update, I suppose. Just wondering if anyone had any news other than what, it's just delayed again.
Yeah, other than the last two Richard Hart tweets, we don't have any more news. So we are still all waiting. Last time on the last tweet, he said the devs were finishing up the reworking of the validator part of the code.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess right now they should be testing it and make sure everything is fine before the actual launch.
Oh, of course. That's all we want is want it to be successful too. So
Yeah,
gotta wait.
and we know for sure that if something happens, everyone will point their finger. So Solana can
Mm-hmm.
go down every week, but if Pulse goes down once, we know what will
It's
happen.
over.
So
Yeah.
it's better to make sure everything works flawlessly from day one, I guess.
Got a reputation.
Yeah.
I
Have you
guess I
tried
don't
out the
know.
testnet?
Uh, a very little bit of it, just to kind of like look around. Um, what would you recommend trying out on the testnet? Where to get started, I
Well,
guess.
I would recommend for sure going to the PulseX exchange and
Mm-hmm.
see all the functionality there and all the options you have.
Okay.
and probably try the bridge between Pulse and the Pulse testnet and the Ring B testnet from Ethereum.
MEP. Okay.
If you, I don't know if you have the links, but if you look in the chat right now, you have the links there for the exchanges, for the delegation of Pulse to the validators. You should also look into it. Yeah, if you go through those links,
Oh, awesome.
you and test all you can. It's probably the best thing you can do. So when the real thing is live, you know how everything works, and you can do whatever you want right away from the beginning
Just
without wasting
jump
time.
right into it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And I guess this is more kind of speculative, and maybe I don't know if the community overall, like how well do we think it's going to be adopted? Like I know it might have the enticement of like the lower fees and everything. I'm just wondering if anyone,
Well,
how do we like
we
do the
know.
onboarding thing?
Well, we have a few good things in our advantage.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is being a full state Ethereum copy, which is the first time it's being done. And so everyone that has tokens on Ethereum has an incentive to come in and at least check what it has there,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So that's a good plus. And even if they come for the freebie, many of them might stay for the rest, I guess. And the other benefit is being a new project uh, with a lot of growth potential, and that usually attracts also investors, uh, which is a
Okay.
nice another good thing. Plus
Yeah.
all the other benefits of being a proof of stake network with higher throughput than Ethereum. So
Good points. Good points. Sometimes I just wonder because I know I'm involved in this community and we're all super hyped for it, and I just wonder how other people, if they're gonna be into it.
well, you have many layer ones that were launched during the
Mm-hmm.
past 1 to 2 years. They were launched empty. Many
Mm-hmm.
people didn't knew them at the beginning. There were no sort of sacrifice phases and etc.
Right.
And in average, all of them did hundreds of exits. So I would say in our position and with the benefits we have, we might at least do as well as they did.
Okay. Um,
But yeah, the best thing you can do is just to try the testnet, and that's for you and for everyone in this chat that hasn't done it already. It's good to know how things work, and if you have to do some mistakes, it's better to do it now on the testnet. Then when the
yeah.
actual real thing is live, I had multiple people DMing me asking for for uh, basically uh, asking how to do things after they did the wrong thing and losing
Mm-hmm.
hundreds and
Oh,
hundreds of thousands of tokens.
yeah.
So at least
Test.
it's better that they did it now and not on the actual thing.
That's true. That's a very good advice too. So one more thing, I guess, because I've heard Richard talk about Hart's law and kind of like tying the liquidities together. Do you,
Mhm.
can you explain that and maybe how that works with the kind of ecosystem of Pulse products?
Yeah, yeah. So arts law in general uh, is based on uh, assets being tied in the liquidity pool, in liquidity pools, and because of it, they go up and down together, even if they are not traded for each other, right? So to make a simple
Okay.
example, if you have 1000x paired with one Ethereum, right? So one Ethereum is worth 1000x, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Ethereum is $2,000, then 1000x, it's $2,000 divided by 1000. So x will be $2, right?
Right.
But even if no trade happens between Ethereum and X, and now Ethereum is at $4,000, then the X price also went up 2 times because you can still trade one Ethereum for 1000x, but now your Ethereum is worth more, and so your Hex is also worth more, right?
Okay.
So that's the effect, basically, that our Hart's law tries to convey. It's like
That
if
makes
you
sense.
trade, imagine that you are able to trade an orange for 2 apples, and the orange is $10. Then your apples is $5 each, right? But if
Right.
your orange now is $20, but you can still trade it for 2 apples, then each apple is worth $10, right? So it's the same idea.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good example. I guess, do you think that correlates to kind of all these projects? Will they be like intertwined together like that too?
They
The
will be intertwined.
PulseX. Yeah.
Well, all the pools, all the tokens that have liquidity pools between them each other
Okay.
have somehow that effect. So since you can trade, or you will be able to trade almost every asset that is paired with Ethereum right now with Pulse, as soon as Pulse gets some sort of value based on a liquidity pool that's created with it and some uh, token that is breached from Ethereum, then
Mm-hmm.
everything else gets a dollar value.
Okay.
And if Pulse goes up, imagine that nothing is traded on nothing is traded between Pulse, so the ratios also stay the same between all the native Pulse tokens. But then the price of Pulse goes up, the price of everything in the ecosystem goes up. If the Pulse value goes down, the price of everything in the ecosystem goes down, assuming they are not
Okay.
actively trading for each other. Right? If you have just something from Ethereum paired with Pulse and Pulse paired with everything else on the Pulse chain, then all the assets value will go up and down based on the value of Pulse itself, which takes its value from the other token that was breached from Ethereum, right? And unless you start creating liquidity pools, binding more tokens from the Pulse chain to tokens that were breached from Ethereum, then that correlation will always exist, right? And that's what
Okay.
Hart's law is, basically. So as soon
Thank
as
you.
you create a liquidity pool pairing two tokens with each other, even if those tokens are not actively traded and the ratios between the two do not change, if the value of one or the other go up or down, it also affects the one it's traded with, right? Or is
Yeah.
paired with in the liquidity pools.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that explanation. That helps.
Yeah, no problem.
And then I guess kind of along the lines of like the pairings or whatnot. So when it launches before anything is bridged in, I see a lot of people talking about possible ratios between like their sacrificed coins, so the Pulse and the PulseX.
hmm
Is that just something people are just going to be able to swap right away? Like, just
Well,
that's already going to be
um,
established?
so if we think about all the tokens that exist right now on Ethereum that are paired with it,
Yeah.
since those liquidity pools will be copied and the fixer bot will fix the ratios between them and Pulse, we know for sure that those tokens will be able to be traded for Pulse, right?
Okay.
PulseX being a native token from the chain,
Yeah.
for a pool to exist between PulseX and Pulse or any other token, someone needs to create that pool for people to be able to trade it, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I would guess that most likely, like 99.99%, with 99.9% certainty, someone will create that pool. We don't
Someone's
know
gonna
at
step
what
up.
ratio. Yeah, we
Okay.
don't know at what ratio it will create it, or with uh, or with which amount of liquidity. But most likely that pool will be created, and then people will either add to it or use it to just trade between the two tokens. And if you can trade Pulse with PulseX and you can trade Pulse with everything else, then basically you can trade everything else with PulseX also. So
Okay. That's good to know. So someone just has to create it like pretty much right away, which is probably a given that somebody will.
yeah, even you yourself, if you have Pulse and PulseX, you can just go there and create a pool if it doesn't exist yet. So.
Okay. Um, yeah, that was really good information. That was good to know.
Yeah, no problem. If you have any more questions, or even later, if you go onto the testnet and you have any question while you're testing it out, just come back and either I or someone else that's here will answer it.
Okay, thanks. I really appreciate those links too. I'll take a look.
No problem.
Mhm.
You can always get those links by typing !testnet on the
Oh,
chat.
okay.
So anyone can bring those up. It doesn't need to be an ad.
Cool. Thank you.
If you type !pasta, PASTA, you have a list of commands that you can type, basically.
Oh, awesome. Well, I think that's all that I had for now. So if you got someone else, I think I will just listen in for now. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. You're welcome. And if anyone else wants to have a question or just raise their hand, just go ahead. So, Mr. H Crypto, any question?
Melmar, I've got a quick one. Is there any videos? I mean, there's a lot of videos on like PulseX, and but is there anyone specifically for the Pulse ramp? If you know.
Yes. Huddle Dog has a good video on how the bridge works. Let me see if I can find it. So paste it in the chat. And it basically shows how the bridge works and the naming conventions used. And it's a good way for people to actually understand uh, what is EX and PX and the X native on Pulse and on Ethereum.
Yeah, exactly. Because at the minute, I mean, the only thing you can really do on testnet is like stake your PulseX or it's just really PulseX and Pulse. There's not much with any other tokens that you can like play around with. Is that correct?
Nope. You can actually play with a lot of tokens.
Is that via using the Pulse ramp?
No, so right now the Pulse ramp only works with Ethereum from the Ringbit testnet. But when this version of the testnet was created, sorry, when this version of the testnet was created, a snapshot was taken from the Ethereum state, and so all the tokens that people hold at the time of the snapshots are actually on their Pulsechain testnet version. So if you had X when the snapshot was taken for the testnet, you, by adding the X contract address, which will be the same as in Ethereum, you are able to see your X and trade it and do whatever you want to with it. You can also stake it on the go.x.com because it's already functioning, or any other token. The contract addresses are exactly the same as they are on Ethereum right now. So you just copy paste their address into MetaMask and you're good to go. I just posted the link for the how to log this video in the chat.
Yeah, got it. Thank you. Thanks, man.
Welcome.
Good night, Mr. Elmire. How are you?
Good night, RA. I'm fine, and you?
Did you fully recovered from your foot?
Yes, thankfully. I can
Nice.
jump again and run.
Nice. So you are doing the night shift?
Just for a little while longer. I'm going to get to bed soon.
It is not normal for you at this time of the night.
Yeah, since it's weekend and the kid woke me up, I just didn't feel like going back to bed.
It's funny you
push.
That's funny you bring up your foot injury. I actually sprained my ankle and broke my foot Friday at work. I'm wearing a medical boot right now that allows me to walk on it.
Yeah, I broke my foot in like February, March. Yeah. But thankfully it was nothing very serious.
Yeah, the broken bone in my foot wasn't bad, but I definitely sprained it pretty good. It was very swollen.
Yeah, the sprain was actually worse than actually the breaking too for me. There are still some positions or directions that when I moved my foot, it still hurts a bit.
Pulsechain
not-
fixes foot.
I have a question.
Well, I'm not. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
I'm not too sure Pulsechain will be able to fix this the foot, but probably we'll be able to fix other things. Go ahead, Heisman. Sorry.
Thank you. Sorry about your broken foot. I had a
No,
broken
it's okay
bone.
by now.
I had a broken bone in my foot last year when I broke my tibia and my fibula too. So
Ooh.
it's not fun. But I had a question. I'm on the what is it called? The matcha site.
Matcha.xyz?
And yes, that's the one. And I set a limit order and it said it was free. But I thought you paid for one trade and you could get up to like 4 or 5. Why is it saying it's free?
When you set a limit order, you do not pay. Can you mute yourself, please?
Oh,
There's a lot of feedback. Sorry. When you set up a limit order, it's you don't pay the fee because the person that buys or that fills your order actually buys the fee, pays the fee. Sorry. So that's why limit orders are a nice feature. Not only because you can actually set the price in advance at which you want to buy, but you also do not pay fees to do it.
oh, wow, this is incredible. I wish I'd seen this before. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Just be careful because sometimes if your order, either a buy or a sell, is very small, if there's a time where the fees are a lot higher, it might not be profitable for people to actually process your or fill your order. So it might still be unfilled even if the price moves beyond it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem. So just to clarify, if you put, for instance, the buy order at 10 cents, if the buy is not high enough to compensate the gas fees, maybe if the price goes to 9, the price might go to 9 and your order still not be filled.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Does updating the slippage on that help any by chance?
Yes, it might help because then people might be willing to, or your order will be more easily filled because you allow the actual price to go lower in terms of what you want to receive for each asset. So yes, increasing the slippage might help, but again, I cannot tell you an exact ideal number for the slippage because it will depend on the liquidity, the volatility of the token, and the price of the token. So
Yeah, you would also have to leave that page open to matcha for however long, because every time you close out and come back, the order still might be there, but the slippage goes back to 0.5, I believe.
oh really?
Yeah, I set mine to 2%, and I've closed out yesterday and opened back up today, and it was back to 0.5.
Oh, I had no idea you did that. Good to know.
Yeah, I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure I did.
Elmire, what is your expectation for the date of launch of Pulse?
Well, if you asked me that a month ago, I would say now. But based on the last comments that Richard made, I would think it's more likely to be end of June.
Okay.
I want to say August, but that's just
Well,
me.
it might be August, but I have hope that by June everything is tested and accounted for. And since right now we don't have to worry about the SAC values anymore, I guess it's just the developers finishing testing the changes, I guess, and maybe having another testnet if they feel it's important. And that's it, I guess. But yeah, it can take
Yes,
longer than 1 month. I work as a developer, software developer, and I know how things go.
yeah, I just set the slippage to 2, then closed out and logged back in, put the pairs back, and opened it up, and it does go back to the default slippage.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you for that. Well, guys, I think I'll call it the day. I'm getting
Adios.
sleepier by the minute. Let me
Elmire,
just unmute 2 more people. Yes,
Elmire,
hey,
the weather is good. When you want, show up for us to drink a beer.
will do, will do. Have you
You
received
know,
your double coins yet?
you know how to contact me. Okay.
Okay, okay. Let's
Have
do
a
that.
nice night. Thank you.
Thank you, you too. Crypto coin, any question? Crypto coin, you had your hand raised.
I was just gonna ask when you think Pulsechain is likely to launch, but you already answered. I think you said August.
No, I said I believe the end of June is a possibility. Someone else said maybe August, but again, until we have uh, some actual details from Richards, it's all guesses. But I would say end of June is possible, but it can be a bit longer, of course.
I say the longer the better, because the longer it takes, the more the bugs will be taken care of and the better it's going to run and the more we are prepared for it. And then the longer it takes, the more money you'll be able to save up to buy more when it launches. That's just me, though.
Well, one thing is for sure, the longer we wait, the more time we have to prepare our bags, I guess. So, guys, see you tomorrow. I leave you with the rest of our lovely admins.
Do you guys know if some guy named Dinkle Pulsechain is an admin?
No.
No, it's a troll.
Yeah. Just blocking reports.
Yeah, he kept DMing me. Thanks.
And Papa, thank you for the advice. See you tomorrow.
Pleasure.
And good morning to you, Papa, and good night from this end of the world.
Good night, sir.
Hey, Papa, are you there? I had another question. Um, it he was saying that the seller pays your gas fee, but does that mean that they have to use matcha also, or would that apply even from Uniswap?